from China. Yeah, and this start mainland all the way to the sea. The sea part, you already know what it is, and that's Halong Bay area. Yeah, but today we'll cover a little bit of Halong Bay. First of all, we have some updates, cover a bit of Halong Bay, about cruises, and also about a new place called Skull Kong Island. Yeah. Oops. Okay. Now, so yeah, we will talk a little bit about opening for tourism. We talk about cruises in Halong Bay and Kong Island. My computer is working funny today. But anyway, okay. So a little bit of update of COVID-19. Um, what happens now is anyone, we have what we call containment control. Anyone who arrives into Vietnam, the the moment you arrive into Vietnam, you will go into 14 days quarantine, and during that 14 days quarantine, you will have at least minimum 3 tests. And once you have all 3 tests comes up negative, you can go home, yeah, or you can go wherever you go. But there are also local transmission, meaning these are not people who come back from overseas. For 100 days now, we don't have any infection among locals, those who have not been traveling, yeah? But if there's any case that was reported, the normal case would be they will isolate the area where they found that person. So if you live on my street and I have the virus, my whole street is isolated. No one can go out or in. Yeah, I'll be treated, and against usual 14 days quarantine, and then I need 3 negative tests before I can be released. Okay, this is as of yesterday. Vietnam have registered 420 cases already. This morning we saw it was 431 cases, but nobody died. We started this since February, so nobody died, and about 365 have already been discharged because they had 3 negative result tests. Yeah, so it's still very fluid, like everywhere else in the world. I still think Vietnam controls the pandemic very, very well. I also think because Vietnamese, 19 million Vietnamese, and nobody wants to die or feel sick. So wearing masks is not a problem. The only problem now is social distancing. But for Vietnamese, they use sanitation for the hands. They've been doing that before the virus, so just like wearing masks, so it's not an issue. Okay. Opening the tourism, if you have joined in this product update, my last product update with Perantara, this is what I show you in terms of the timeline. There's the opening for tourism will go first to Southeast Asia. But because of since last Friday we have new cases that is local. These are not from Vietnamese who come back from overseas. Local transmission cases. This whole plan might just change. But meantime, government is really serious about wanting to open, where to open, and they've been putting a lot of pressure on airlines, on hotels, on travel agents. What is your health protocol? They want to know. They don't want you to just say, wear a mask and hand sanitation. They want more. Like say, for example, how are you going to organize buses or groups? How are you going to work? Have you worked with anyone else? Like I'm the operator, so I need to show how do I work with the hotel if it is FIT? How do I work with the hotel if it is groups? And of course, that hotel also, we need to present something. So far, I can safely say those agents or operators who are still active and hotels that is still active, they have done at least about 40% of the protocols. So this is something that the government wants, everything is set in place, and then they want to see some kind of protocol in other countries. So let's say if Indonesia is going to open up, the Indonesia government agreed to let tourism get into Vietnam. Vietnam will, first of all, will get that protocol from the Indonesian Health Ministry or government. And if they agree, okay, that is what we're working on as well, then the government will approve that open route. Yeah, but as I said, these are all work in progress. We can change anytime. So we don't know. I'm just telling you what we have. Yeah, everyone wants to open up, and as it is, tourism hotels in Vietnam in the first half year already lost about almost 8 billion US dollars in the economy, and this is really bad. Just now, I mentioned that some agents and hotels are still active, working out things. When I say active, it also means there are some that are not active. Some of these agents, some of these hotels have closed. Some have closed permanently, others have closed temporarily and hoping to open only next year. Yeah. So if you have rates from us last year, it doesn't give you a good idea because we don't know if the hotel is operating and we don't know if those rates will still apply. But we can still work on some itinerary based on hotels that I've seen personally is still operating. Okay, so this is what the proposed process is going to be. It's more likelihood Vietnam is working towards this. First of all, the traveler must go for some kind of test that is recognized by their own country. And then in Vietnam, they like to know that the airport that you fly from is the airport that Vietnam considers safe because there are health protocol, right? So when Vietnam says, okay, let's say Jakarta Airport or Surabaya Airport or even Bali Airport, okay, they have health protocol that they are very they understand, and protocol that they will consider as safe travel bubble. Then you can fly. Of course, the airline will start flying, and those airlines also have to submit health protocol to the government of Vietnam before they can fly. And upon arrival, you will submit the certificate that to certify that you are COVID-19 free. Yeah. And then the next step would be they will tell you to download an app. This app, this app basically is just for you to report every day that you are healthy. You know that you don't feel sick. It's like a questionnaire that you have to submit every day. It will tell you, do you feel fever? Do you feel anything on your throat? Do you feel thirsty? And so on. Then you will submit. Nothing happens. But as a traveler with this app in your phone, the government knows where you are. Yeah, it's connected to GPS. And at any moment, if you write down, I feel sick, I can tell you within 30 minutes, someone will come with ambulance and everything to take care of you. So this is what the government wants to work towards too. It's not available yet, but this is their plan. And all tourists, you will come with a fixed itinerary. So it cannot be free and easy. It has to be a fixed itinerary because the tour guide has to be with you throughout from arrival until departure, and that you will complete that app every day. So currently that is the arrangement. It sounds crazy, but of course the government is also looking for an easier way to make this go away. But probably in the beginning, you will have this and then it will ease out as the pandemic goes away. Okay, let's talk about cruises. I'm not going to show you many cruise ships. Just a little bit about what you need to know when you book cruises for Vietnam. First of all, I'm not talking about Royal Caribbean cruise or all these ocean liners. Yeah, I'm talking about cruises that is available in Vietnam that uh, bring you sightseeing in Vietnam. Now, there are a number of cruises across the country. They are from the south. In the south, you can take a cruise to Cambodia, for example. But at the moment, that is shut down. We're not too sure if it's still operating or not. There used to be cruises in Ho Chi Minh City going somewhere else, but that also have stopped. Right now, the only cruises available in Ho Chi Minh City are dinner cruises with cultural show. Yeah, so that leaves the popular cruise available up in the north, which is in Halong Bay. Yeah, so ooh, I don't know what happened. Okay, so we're talking about Halong Bay. Just take note, Halong Bay is out in the sea, means the water is salty, okay? And you have, I don't know if there could be thousands of these mini islands that nobody lived across the bay. And it's really, really big, yeah? Someone asked me a question, is this safe or not? Because China is very aggressive at the moment. Well, it's still very far from China. Yeah, it's still very far. Halong Bay is not on disputed water. It is in Vietnam totally. Whoa. Okay. Some of you may have seen this kind of picture before. Okay. This kind of picture, if you see this picture, just bear in mind, if it is still available, I mean, it's recent and available, I can tell you it's not Vietnam. This would be in China. Okay, you need visa to go to China. Now, how do I know? Few things. Number one, since 2018, all the boats on Halong Bay have become white color. And because the boats are now made with composites, and which is safer. Previously, every year we have some of these boats catch fire because wood, shellac, I don't know, diesel. So it wasn't safe. So Vietnam opted to change into composite material for fire safety reason. Number one. So just remember, in Vietnam, all these boats would be white. If they were taken before 2018, yeah, it can be this color. Okay, next thing, if you notice that the landscape like this, the water is very still and have reflection and it's misty, okay? A day tour to Halong Bay will not give you this view. The only way you can see this view is you stay overnight on the cruise. But you still have to wake up early. So if you are like some of my friends who only wake up at 10 a.m. in the morning, you will miss all this. Because once the sun comes up, as it warms up, the mists are there. And then once the sun is fully shining, the mist disappear. Okay? Now, I don't know why. Okay, the list you need to know. 99% of the cruising boats are white. But there are some boats are still made of wood. These are considered recognized as heritage boats. They're real junk that has been around for the last, I don't know, 50 years and whatnot. But it's very rare to see them though. Okay. Now again, these are cruising boats. Okay, they can only cruise in Halong Bay. They can't go out to open sea, because if you have storm, they are not equipped to weather sea storm. Yeah, so it's very different. In Halong Bay itself, there are at least 50 cruise operators. Each of them would have a fleet of between 3 to 10 cruising boats of different sizes. So this is a challenge. Like say, if you make a booking and you know from Googling online, oh, I like that boat, I like the shape, the design and everything. Just remember this, the website of this operating cruise operator will show you their best boats. Okay. And sometimes they may have 3 boats. They have the one that is most beautiful. They only show that one, but they don't show the other 2. And this is where sometimes customers get very upset because it doesn't look like the boat they saw on the picture. And this is an issue with Halong boats, Halong Bay cruises. So just bear in mind, there are hardly any two boats that look exactly the same. They all come in different shapes and size and designs. Okay. Um, the government controls all these boats. They don't own them, they just control them. So every day before it sets sail, they have to get permit from the port authority. Even if you want to travel for 2 days, they will still get permits for those. Yeah, just bear in mind so that they know where you are, where you're going, and so on. And each cruising boats have their own GPS connection. I don't know if you call them black box or something. Yeah, but they have that so the authorities can track where the boats are. Okay, not all cruising boats have cabins. Some are meant for day tours. Those who have cabins, bear in mind, it can be just 2 cabins or maximum of 12. So when you have groups and you want everyone to be on the same boat and to stay overnight, this becomes a challenge. How do we handle it before? When you have groups, let's say you have 50 people, and let's say going on twin sharing, you need 25 cabins, right? So the two boats will sail in tandem. That's how we handle it. Okay. Most cruising boats are either double or triple deck. I will explain this a little bit more because I'm not a sailor, but you need to understand what it is because that's how it's going to affect your clients. Cabins for overnight stay consist of your own bedroom. Um, it's either king beds or 2 queen beds. There are no way you can do extra bed. That is the challenge. So that is if you insist of a triple room, it's not going to happen, not with the cruise boats. Okay, cruise boats operate seat in coach basis, whether it's a day tour or overnight. So you will share the whole boat with other guests, but not the room though, but not the cabin, but the whole boat. So if you don't want that to happen, the only way to do it is you charter the whole boat. Okay, meals are usually buffet. There are some cruises that will operate a la carte. These are all only 5 star. While you're having buffet, don't worry about my cough. The virus won't spread. Um, while you're having buffet, they will also include drinks as well as coffee and tea. But if you want something more than that, then you just have to pay extra. And yeah, if you want, some boats also have a la carte menu of dishes that you can order extra that you have to pay extra too. Activities. 3 main kind of activities that will happen. In the morning, there's always some form of exercise, whether it's yoga or Tai Chi, and I think I heard Pilates or other kind of exercises in the morning. Okay, there are also classes such as cooking, calligraphy. Sometimes I would hear pottery class. Sometimes I would also see Vietnamese kind of painting or even embroidery. Other than that, it'll be excursions. Excursions to fishing village nearby or floating village means the whole village is on over water, or even for swim or snorkeling. Now, when you get on this cruise, there will be a briefing, and the briefing will tell you what is free, what is not, what are the activities that you can join. And of course, for example, for tours, I think at least 1 or 2 of the tourists will go to some caves. People like me, I just don't like caves. So I always skip that part and ask someone else to take pictures instead. Yeah, you can opt not to go, but there will be strict recording who is where and whatnot. Yeah, it's for safety. Now, health and safety is a shared responsibility. Some of the complaints I've received in the past is that the guests insist the staff on the boat becomes their personal bodyguard or lifeguards. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, because they always have to see, you have to take care of everyone. So there's no personal bodyguards or lifeguards here. Okay. Other issues that usually come about is guests sometimes say, "Oh, I wish my agent told me that I have to wear shoes." Here's the thing: when you break your flip-flops, you can't buy at the case or at the islands or on the boat. You have to wait until you get back to mainland before you can replace them. So wear shoes is the best. Other issues that we have, oh, I mentioned about the landscape, the mist in the morning. You have to stay overnight. Day tours, you won't see that unless it's raining. If it's raining or it's in winter time, winter meaning November, December, January, February, then you will see that. But the mist in winter is different, it's fog. So sometimes you can't even see the islands. Yeah. Okay, protect your phone and your camera. I recommend get some waterproofing for cover for your phones. There's some good cover for phones that's waterproof that allows you to take pictures as well. So you don't know how many guests I have dropped their phone into the water. That there's nothing anyone can do. Okay, moving on. I don't know why I keep doing this. Okay, now I hope you can see my cursor. Yeah, most boats are double deck or triple deck. Yeah, so some boats are single deck. Okay, some boats are single deck. Now, this is considered a good cruise, sailing cruise boats for your clients. Why? Because your cabins, you can see these are balconies. They have balconies, so it means this will be more expensive. The 3-star and some 4-star only have bay windows, means you can't even put your head outside the window, but you have the view. In this case, it's definitely 5-star. Why this is good is because your cabin is above water. Some cabins are down here with what we call manhole to look out. Okay, so when you book for 3-star, that can happen. Okay, so price should not be your restraining factor to enjoyment of your tour. Yeah, I would go for 4-star, and there are some 4-star already with balcony or even very small balcony that you can go outside. I tell you, the imagine you can go out whenever you like. It's not like every time I want to go out, I have to go to the upper deck. You understand, from your cabin. And here's also the other disadvantage. If your cabin is below deck, you will smell diesel. Doesn't matter what perfume you use, you will smell diesel. Okay, so all these boats right now are in the process of converting from diesel, which is cheaper, to petrol. There are no environmental friendly method to motorize these boats at the moment, unfortunately. Okay, from this boat, from this picture, I can tell you have your cabin decks, 2 cabin decks, and you have your dining deck. And dining deck usually doubles up as a place where you eat, or sometimes as a place where you have some activities if it rains. Otherwise, most of these activities will be on the upper deck. Yeah, on the upper deck. Okay, if you have any questions, just save your question until the end of this. Ah. Okay, this is how the restaurant look like, and if you can see, um, mostly is indoor because you can see the ceiling. Yeah. Okay. One of the things that people sometimes feel uncomfortable is because of the low ceiling. Yeah. People like me, I do feel uncomfortable when it's low ceiling. So if you have low ceiling with bright lights, it really, really helps. But sometimes you see pictures online where the meals is held on the upper deck. Normally, this would happen with either five-star cruises or incentive group have buy out that cruise, means the whole cruise is chartered by a group and they arrange it like that. Reason is because the weather in Halong Bay is like London. It rains whenever it likes. Yeah, just bear that in mind. Only in summer you will get this kind of nice weather. As you can see, once the sun is up, there is no mist anymore. Yeah, so your picture will look totally different. Now, being in Halong Bay, most of your meals are would contain seafood. You are near the sea, so it will contain seafood. So if you don't like seafood, and if you have some dietary restrictions, you better mention that in at the point of reservations, because not all cruising boats can handle those requests. Don't jump. Yeah, it jumped. Okay, this is how the cabins look like. As you can see, I actually found one cruise that has twin beds, means twin size beds. The others are all queen size, and sometimes, yeah, king size. Now, this is how it will look like from indoor. Some of the design, majority of the design are this brown color, this dark brown. This is very Vietnam. It not only appear in resorts, but also in these cruising boats. But of course, they will design it with as many windows as possible so you can have view of the outside. This one will look a little bit more modern. Yeah, so different kind of companies, different operator would have different design, and it's very, very difficult when you have a big group and you need to occupy a number of boats, and all these boats have different design. And this is where the challenge is. But as inbound incoming operator, I think this is where it's interesting because different members of your group have different pictures to share. Yeah. And of course, every cabin would have its own bathroom. Yeah. And the size of the bathroom has nothing to do with the whether the cruise is 5-star or 4-star or 3-star. I give you example. This cruise is definitely 5-star, and you can see a lot of modern amenities. Yeah. And this one is a 3-star. You see, there's no shower stall, there's no bathtub, and this is what you get. Yeah. Meaning, whoever used the bathroom and you're the next person, you will find it will be a wet bathroom. Yeah. And this one is a 4-star, which I find beautiful. I like it because it looks so simple. Unfortunately, this particular cruise ship, it doesn't have a very nice room, but the bathroom, I mean, I can sleep in the bathroom, never mind. This one is a 5-star, and you notice it doesn't have any bathtub. So it depends on the design of each boat, and when you make a booking, it's impossible for us to send you the options and all the maps of all the rooms because not all of them are willing to share their maps, the floor plan, I mean. So this is the challenge, but nevertheless, you have clean water. No, it's not water from the sea that is pumped into your bathtub. No, it's actually fresh, clean water. And no, your toilet do not flush waste into the sea. It's all kept in the boat to bring them back into the port. Otherwise, this boat company had to pay a big fine because every permit issued every day must come back and record all the waste that is being uh, brought back to mainland. Okay, now we go to a new destination. It's called Kong Skull Island. You probably wonder why, what is this about? Some of you may know King Kong, the movie. Some of you may have seen it. I have to admit, I watched it. I didn't finish it because I was too busy. I need to finish it one day. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so this is the movie. The famous character there would be Samuel L. Jackson. Um, what happened was the producer came to Vietnam for a holiday, and he visited Halong Bay. And then he said it's very difficult to do filming on Halong Bay because there are a lot of cruise boats, and how do you manage that? So someone local told him, okay, why not? Do you have to have seawater? So no, seawater is not important. As long as water feature, okay, we look for somewhere that's fresh water. So they went inland, south of Hanoi, to a place called Ninh Binh. Yeah, Ninh Binh. And then this movie was made within 9 months. It was made in 2015. They filmed it for over 9 months, and then the movie came out in 2017. And since then, those people who knows always make booking. They said, "Can you make me a package to Hanoi? And then I want to go to this Skull Island. Can I stay in Skull Island? There's only homestay. There's no hotel here. Homestay. You eat what they eat. You take shower where they take shower. You use the toilet that they use. Okay, which to some people it can be quite scary. Yeah. So this is where the movie is being filmed, and I'm sorry about my laptop. It's just going on strike with me. Okay, this is screenshots of some snapshots of the movie. So if you, there are helicopters, there are explosions, there are giant, um, giant gorilla and giant animals fighting. There are some indigenous tribes, and there was this special six-horned water buffalo. Okay, it's a movie, ladies and gentlemen, so they're not real. Okay, the only part, most of these are acting on site, and the rest are all CGI, computer graphics, whatever I stands for. But the background that you see, the mountains, the water, this is all done in Ninh Binh. Believe you me, when they were filming, a lot of locals were sitting there watching, and Samuel L. Jackson was upset because nobody knows him. He said, "I'm famous in Hollywood." And the people who live in that area they never even heard of the word Hollywood. So this is what was being done. So when the movie first came out, someone brought this movie to Ninh Binh for the locals to watch. And nobody understand the movie. They didn't understand English too much. They didn't understand how it was done, but they recognize the place. They will tell you, oh, that one, yeah, it's just 40 minutes from my house. You know, they recognize everything except the movie, okay? Oh my. Oops. Okay. I don't know what happened to my map. Anyway, from Hanoi, we travel south. If you have Hanoi here, I'm not too sure which direction is the screen that you're watching, but if you're in Hanoi and you travel east, or was it this way? Okay, if you travel east for about 2.5 hours, you will arrive Halong Bay. To go to Ninh Binh or Kong Skull Island, it only take you 1.5 hours south of Hanoi. So it's a totally different place. Now, can I go to Halong Bay and after Halong Bay go to Ninh Binh and everything? It's a challenge because you cannot stay overnight in Ninh Binh. So that's why it's split to two different times. You still have to come back to Hanoi, following day from Hanoi to Ninh Binh. So this is where, this is actually an old building. All the buses will stop here and everyone will take these small boats to travel. Now, there are no motorized boats in Ninh Binh, very strict, okay? That's how they keep the water green and clear. All is being paddled. Now, one of my excitement was, I want to paddle because the person who paddled my boat was a young girl. And I paddled for 10 minutes. I gave the paddle back to her. It's just a lot of hard work, but it's amazing. Yeah. So don't pick a fight with these women. If they punch you, they're very strong arms. Oh, I think you've seen all the pictures before. Okay. In part of the movie, there's King Kong. Kong is there, but there was also this village. This village was made for the movie. It's not a real village. It was made for the movie. And when after they finished the movie, the local authorities asked the Hollywood film producer to keep whatever movie set that they have and leave it as is. And yeah, and since then, a lot of people has been traveling there to take pictures, Instagram, and so on. So it's still there, okay? So only the village, not Kong. Kong never appeared during filming. He only appeared in the movie. So there's no leftover of Kong, okay? Oh my, I'm sorry folks for all this. Okay, talk about the village. These were part of the film extras. They are all locals. And again, the locals don't understand what is Hollywood. They understand there's filming going on. They just don't understand why the filming lasted 9 months. Because if you take TikTok video or YouTube or what have you, it doesn't take that long. But this one, they were so surprised because they can participate and at the same time get paid for it. Yeah. There are some inquiries that ask us, they want to know the name of this tribe or where you can find it. It doesn't exist. Okay, it only exists in the movie. Even from the costumes, there's nothing from the costume that's similar to local indigenous tribes in Vietnam. Nothing similar. This one you can see you have gold leaf stuck to your skin as well as your fabric. That doesn't exist in Vietnam either. It's only in the movie. But if you do visit this place, you will see some of these people there to help tourism for your selfie, group fee, Wi-Fi, whatever fee, as well as TikTok. Okay. Okay. When you travel by that small boat, just bear in mind, you will see, this is a very common view. Yeah, you can see water, rocks, overhanging stalactites. You don't go inside a cave per se. You actually travel by boat, and this is just an opening from one lake to another lake. But these are all natural. Yeah, all natural, and it's usually very, very quiet, and you practically can hear your own heartbeat. Yeah, and the paddling of the water by the boat person. Ooh. Okay, so in Ninh Binh, Ninh Binh historically has been a place for poet, how to say, scholars to go to meditate. So there are a lot of this, what I call, it's not a pagoda, it's not a shrine, it's, how to say, literally translate, it means a rest house with no walls. Yeah. And Ninh Binh Another part of Ninh Bình used to be the capital of ancient dynasty of Vietnam. Yeah, and from Ninh Bình, you can see this is one of the gate, a pass, a mountain pass that allows you to get to the capital. But for today, we're not going to talk about the capital because the capital, there's a lot to cover. But this is the sceneries. If you are not over water, you'll be surrounded by uh, this rock formation of thousands and thousands of years of erosion. Some are limestone, some are granite, and some are, I don't know what stone, but some kind of, look at this, like the stones comes in layers. Yeah, so I'm not too sure what stones is that. But you will also see a lot of, again, houses like this. And these are built many years ago. And some are new because it's a UNESCO site. So even if you build new ones, it has to be the same material, same method as those ancient buildings. As I said, many years ago, scholars and poets and even religious group would go to Ninh Bình to meditate, to study, to meditate. Scholars would go there to study before they go for their exams. So you will see a lot of that. In this picture, I want to show you is a homestay. Okay, some grandmama have been living here all her life. She built all this for children, but children don't want to stay here. They want to stay in big cities. So she converted all that into homestays. It looks pretty nice, but without the trappings of modern facilities. Yeah. So no aircon and no queen bed, twin bed, or king bed. Yeah, it's all very local facilities. I'm getting tired of this. Okay. So this is also one of them, and if you see, you would think it's a pagoda. Actually, it's not. It's just a gate. Yeah. So you will see a lot of how do we know you can go trekking when you're in Ninh Bình while on the boat? Every time you see this, it means it's a gate. It's a gate to some kind of walk up mountain or anywhere. And a lot of right now with no tourists coming, a lot of local Vietnamese are going there for their TikTok videos, for their Instagram and things like that. And some of these views are amazing because even I have been here in Vietnam for 17 years. I've never seen those views before. Hopefully later I can share with you some of these views. It's just amazing, yeah. Okay, here is a sample itinerary. Most common, arrive Hanoi, just chill out, and then the next day they go to Halong Bay, overnight on the cruise. The following day they come back to Hanoi late at night, not late in the late afternoon, early evening, overnight in Hanoi before going to Ninh Bình for a day. Yeah, and then after that come back to Hanoi to your next destination. If you notice, for 3-star category for hotels as well as the cruise that you're gonna stay overnight, for 2 person is about $470, and then it increases about quantum of $50 to 4-star, but much more, about $100 more to a 5-star. Reason is because cruises, 5-star cruises, most times is not buffet. They have a very small buffet, but the rest is a la carte. And these fine dining cuisine, some of them. Okay, and then if you notice, if you have a group of 10, the price would again decreases. Now you will ask me, how come there's no single supplement? There's no single supplement on cruise. Okay, so that's the tricky part. So each time when a booking is made, we actually have to recalculate again how much it costs. But overall, it's clients who have come to Vietnam and visited Halong Bay and they wanted something different, something new. We always worry if we send them to Ninh Binh because of the Kong movie, and they will feel it's the same. Actually, most of them will come back and said, no, it's a totally different feel. Number one, you're not out at sea. You are in the middle of the mountains. Yeah, in the middle of mountains and all fresh water. Yeah, so you see different plants, you smell different things, and you hear different sounds. So it appeals totally differently. Yeah. Yes. Any questions? And I'll try my best to answer.
Thank you, Zoe.
Yeah.
It was a good update of what's going on in Vietnam. Yeah, I went to Skull Island or Ninh Binh last time I was there. Really thoroughly enjoyed the cruises. It's quite amazing, beautiful. A lot of passageways and caves, really nice. Ini ada pertanyaan nggak untuk Zoe mumpung ada dia di sini? Kalau itu bisa di chat juga kalau perlu. Kalau nggak tinggal unmute aja. Bisa. Are shops still open in Vietnam at the moment, or it's not locked down, is it? Shops, shopping, and markets, are they open?
At the moment, if you talk about Ho Chi Minh City, well, let's put it this way. Most cities in Vietnam have already opened. You will only see people wearing masks. Places that they go that is very, very public. It's very common for someone to wear uniform, holding a thermometer gun. They will take the temperature, and then also sanitation everywhere. When you enter shopping centers, you will get that. And if you go to the toilet, when you come out, you have another person who will do this checking as well. The only thing that it's very, you won't see too much is the social distancing is very much an individual control. I mean, you stay away from everyone. But here in Vietnam, we do know. In some places, there's a lot of people, and some Vietnamese like that. They miss that a lot, and that's what they do. And in some, they just would stay away from that. But yeah, most shops are open. As I said, some places are closed because they don't think they will make any business. It's just losing money. Some choose to close permanently. Some will only reopen next year, and some close because they want to renovate and prepare for the new normal. Yeah. Now, after saying this, the only thing that is different, again, it's very fluid. Yeah, because last Friday we found out that some locals have COVID-19. It's a new case after 99 days of no local infection. Because of that, the whole city of Da Nang is under quarantine. This is in Da Nang, so that if you don't know where Da Nang is, you would know Hoi An, or you probably know Bana Hills, which are more popular. But other than that, no, the whole country is practically open. Yeah.
So the cases are mostly in Da Nang, not in Ho Chi Minh or Halong.
Oh, okay. Yes. Everyone in Vietnam, we are so used to this now. So every time there's a new case, we will calculate 21 days. Why? Because in 21 days, within 21 days, we just want to see the numbers increasing or decreasing. Because if it decreases, then we know after 1 month, it's okay again. That's how it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the borders open for anyone at the moment?
The borders is open for how to say, for Vietnamese who are overseas, who wants to come back to Vietnam, for foreigners who are here in Vietnam, who wants to go back to their own country. Now, foreigners who are in Vietnam who wants to go back to their own country, they have to go for a test. They will get some paperwork from their own embassy before boarding a certain flights, because those flights are only for them to go, but not for tourism purpose. Other than that, there will be people who are here for two reasons. One is they are how to say, experts in medicine or science or things like that, which is a lot. Yeah, because Vietnam is very actively doing a lot of tests and researches for vaccines. Currently, it's working with two companies, one with a university in Birmingham, UK. The other one is working with a hospital in Australia. So a lot of these experts are flying in and out. So these people will get priority. So even though if you have a book flight seats and this group of scientists are coming, you might be removed from the flight because of them, because this is really priority. Other than that would be foreigners who come to Vietnam because they have businesses invested in Vietnam. Then only they can have. But for this, they would have quarantine in a hotel. In the hotel, yeah. So other than that, no tourism, is only for this purpose the borders is open. Except for there are already few cases where, like say for example, Korean International School, these students come back from their vacation and they go straight to the school. They're all boarding anyway, so they're quarantined there and then they can proceed in school.
Here's a question from Bahadi. It's on the chat. If you carry us, is there Indonesian guides available? And the food restaurant, is it Muslim friendly?
Okay. Meals, if you want it to be halal, for example, yes, there are a number of halal restaurants up in Hanoi. In the main cities, you will find it. In the case of, for example, if we go to Kong Island, right, we will have lunch. What happens is it will be a box lunch to ensure that it's halal, because we have to bring that from Hanoi. Yeah. I can safely say in the whole country of Vietnam, we probably have only about 20 halal restaurants. When I say halal restaurant, I have to make it clear. Halal restaurant can either be vegetarian, it can be Malaysian, Singaporean, Indonesian, or cuisine that is halal, or it's totally animal free, which is vegetarian. Yeah, for that reason. It's very rare case, but in my experience, sometimes worse comes to worse. We even have some kosher restaurant that take care of the halal dietary. Indonesian speaking guides. In the whole country, there's only a few. There is only a few. And there's a reason for this. In the past, there were courses for tour guides to learn the language, as well as using Bahasa Indonesia as a guiding tool. But however, a lot of these students or classes were canceled because there were a lot of, sorry to say this, but a lot of illegal tours were operating before, where groups from Indonesia or even from Malaysia bring their own tour guides, which is illegal in Vietnam, and then they operate their own tour. Now, hence the number of Indonesian speaking guides is not a lot. Most of them come from Ho Chi Minh City. Yeah, because that's where the classes started but never ended. Such classes never start in other cities. I can safely say, I think the whole country probably only have 6 licensed as Indonesian speaking. Can you get an Indonesian working here in Vietnam to do the guiding? The answer is no, because you don't have that license to guide. And if the authorities do some checking, usually it will involve a huge fine. So last minute booking doesn't help. Yeah, you need to book in advance.
Is there a lot of Malay speaking instead of Indonesian? That you do have Malay speaking guides, don't you?
Yeah, they're more
Okay.
Indonesian, but I don't know, for some reason Malaysians just refuse to be tour guides.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's any more question before we end today's webinar.
I will fix the file and then send you another one so that it doesn't jump like this. So if you want to keep a copy of this presentation.
Okay, so please help Zoe and support him when the borders open so he can buy a new computer. Just kidding.
This laptop of mine is already 6 years old.
Thank you, Zoe, very much for your time. And I hope it was helpful for everyone. Thank you for coming, and stay tuned to next Tuesday to what's happening. And thank you for tuning in today. Any other question, please feel free to WhatsApp Bulis or myself, or send us an email, and we can always forward it to Pak Zoe, and he will answer any questions. I'm sure there's no questions that's too silly. It's always good questions for us. Yeah, thank you for your support. Remember, stay safe and wear those masks, and hopefully we'll see you next week for another webinar. Okay, so take care of yourself. Enjoy some fur for me. Thank you, everyone.
Rizo, semuanya terima kasih ya. Bila ada pertanyaan boleh email atau kontak saya. Thank you.